Meet Anne, a loving dog who loves to play in her backyard with her adopter, Jane Harlow. For the first time Anne went into her new home, she ran straight for the living room sofa. Anne's old home couldn't have been more different. She spent her first few years of her life on the property in Cottonwood, Alabama, where her and 60 other dogs experienced neglect, mistreatment, and inadequate diets. Many of the dogs had skin infections, and their emaciated frames suggested severe malnutrition. Anne was likely a breeding dog, birthing litter after litter of pups in a small cage, only to have them taken away. Anne spent time in a temporary shelter as the criminal case against her owner progressed before her and Ivan, another dog rescued from the property, moved to the Humane Society of Hern Valley. The canine behaviorists worked closely with all of the dogs, getting them ready for their new lives with loving animals. Ivan was soon adopted, but Anne stayed in that shelter for nearly a year and a half. Until Harlow visited the Humane Society, she wasn't even sure she was ready to adopt until she saw Anne. Animal cruelty can be either deliberate abuse or simply the failure to take care of an animal. Either way, whether the animal is a pet, a farm animal, or wildlife, the victim can be suffer terribly. Deliberate cruelty may involve beating, shooting, or stabbing an animal, also setting them on fire. Neglect is not giving an animal proper food, water, shelter, or vet care. Because of this, their misery is often prolonged. Animals who die of neglect can suffer just as much as an animal who is deliberately harmed. Every state has laws prohibiting animal cruelty, and all of them contain felony provisions. However, a law is only as good as its enforcement, and that's why animals rely on you to protect them by reporting animal abuse. If you make a report of an alleged animal cruelty, the responding agency is required to investigate. The Humane Society has educated canine behaviorists. They evaluate and train animals before they can be adopted to loving families. These people make sure the dogs get comfortable homes. If dogs can't be around kids or other canine behaviorists determine that. For the past few years, the Humane Society has conducted its campaign promoting alternatives and the reduction of animal use in a way that avoids harassment of individual scientists. The organization has declined to participate in campaigns focused on individuals and feels strongly that violence and illegal action or harassment of animal researchers or any other category of people who use animals is unacceptable and cannot be condoned as the society debates and moves away from the use of animals in research. The Humane Society of the United States is the nation's most effective animal production agency or organization. It was developed in 1954 and is a national and global system. The Humane Society provides hands-on and services in more than 100,000 animals each year and professionalize this field through educating and training local organizations. They are the leading animal advocacy organization. They are driving for transformational change in the U.S. and around the world by combating large-scale cruelty such as puppy mills, animal fighting, factory farming, seal slaughter, and horse cruelty, and captive hunts, and wildlife trade. The Humane Society of the United States has several different funds, one being the Christina Grammy Animal Medical Fund, in honor of the singer who was Humane Society spokesperson who was tragically killed in 2016. The fund provides life-saving veterinary attention and ongoing care for all animals who come from critical animal rescue cases. With your donations, it will assist in healing the animals saved by the animal rescue team of the Humane Society from situations of cruelty and neglect by helping them bring food, water, and medical treatment. If we stopped donating to the Humane Society, life would be a lot different for animals, and there would be more puppy mills, cruelty, neglect, fighting cases. There would also be several dogs and cats without homes running the streets. The Humane Society provides disaster response and mobile veterinary clinics. Without these, families with animals who were affected with natural disasters wouldn't have the help. More than 10,000 animals came through emergency shelters set up by the Humane Society, the Louisiana SPCA. The Humane Society provides disaster response and mobile veterinary clinics. Without these, Families with animals who were affected from natural disasters wouldn't have help. Without the help of the Humane Society, families whose animals got lost during Hurricane Katrina wouldn't have been reunited with each other. Animals who needed emergency vet assistance wouldn't have gotten the treatment that they needed. Dogs and cats would be abandoned and wouldn't be rescued. Animal fighting rings would have skyrocketed, and people would have been making money off of horrible and cruel fighting animals. The animals fighting would either fight until an animal dies in the ring or is seriously injured, and most of the time the animal survives. The treating from the fights wouldn't have been treated. Smaller, more common cases like a family dog getting out of a yard wouldn't have a chance of being picked up by the Humane Society and being reunited with their family. Most animals wouldn't have had a chance of a better life with a family who loved them. To help solve animal cruelty, you can help just by reporting animal abuse. Animal cruelty comes in many forms, and most often violence occurring less. Most of the time, it is neglect, form of from an animal being outside when it's too hot or when it's too cold. Other issues like pets being left in cars, hoarding, chained dogs, and our most common cases need to be reported. Be sure to document the cases as well as you can with dates, times, specific details, and if possible, footage or pictures from your cell phone. All these things can help appropriate agencies during the investigation they might need of suspected cruelty. You can start a fundraiser for animals by starting the campaign by celebrating a birthday, running a race, or honoring a special occasion. It's fun and it is easy. You can also make a memorial dedication in memory of a person or a pet. Either way, it can be very special and something you can hold close to your heart for a very long time. Animals are not just our pets, they are our family, and they can't speak for themselves, so we need to speak for them. They deserve to be heard, and we need to take action. Remember to report anything that you see and you think that shouldn't be happening. It's better to report than be wrong. Thank you for watching.